Hello, everyone. Thank y'all for tuning in on this great little Monday evening for the Ooh Ladies First panel. We have a special guest today. But first, ladies, how is everyone doing on this Monday evening today?
I'm good.
Doing
I'm
well.
good. Okay, I've had breakfast. I have coffee and alcohol. Girl, I'm good.
Yeah,
So,
me too. I'm good.
coffee,
I found a
alcohol.
hack for the purple drink or the pink drink. I found a hack for the pink drink from Starbucks and I whipped that up for myself this morning. So I'm doing well.
You should sell it and then put Starbucks out of business and get a black Starbucks girl.
Call it something else, right?
Hmm.
Right. Yeah, I'm doing good myself. All is well.
So we have a special guest with us today. Let's bring her on in. It is Miss Stormi Steele, Canvas Beauty brand
Hey.
herself. Hi. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you guys?
We are good. Happy to
Good,
have you
good.
here.
Awesome.
So, first season, we've met you on Love and Marriage Huntsville this season. Even though I feel like you were on either an episode before. I think we saw you when you were pregnant last season,
Mm-hmm.
but you were
Yes.
introduced this season. So, how did you get casted, at least or either on this season or even your guest appearance last season? How did that start out for you?
So last year, I was pregnant. I was on bed rest, and my team, they were doing a lot when it came to like influencers and like the marketing, and that's normally my lane. So they presented a campaign with me for like mothers, and they thought it would be great for Mel and I to connect. And it literally started there. So I met Mel last year due to like an ambassadorship with Canvas Beauty. She came by my house. We met. I want to say maybe it was like April last year, and from there it just kind of grew organically. And that's kind of where the video shoot here began to happen at the house. And I think that was the first time you guys saw me on camera from that.
Yeah, beautiful home. I remember seeing your house and I was like, dang, I want to know who she is. So yeah, I'm glad we were introduced to you last season. So now that we're talking about reality TV and how we met you, before this, have you ever wanted to do reality TV?
Um, I would say I'm one of those people. I love to experience new opportunities and to always be able to show people from places like where I'm from that possibilities are limitless. So I
Mm,
wouldn't say it was something that was like just top of mind, but it was also something that, I wasn't against either.
yeah.
Okay. Well, as you came into this season, like did you have any expectations with you being a part of this season as a cast member?
I didn't have any expectations. I honestly thought I was just gonna come in and be a little fly on the wall. I was like, I'm just gonna be. I ain't gonna have a lot to work with. I'm just gonna be over here chilling. And then it's like when you get in the moment, you can low key forget like cameras are there. And then it always feels tense. Like I really did not know like what I was getting myself into.
It's funny that you say that because I feel like when we met at Mel's event, like I'm just like trying to say hey, and they would keep sneaking up on me, and I would like be trying to run from 'em. Okay, they over there talking, so I'm gonna wait for them to be done over there talking. I'm gonna go try, and then they would still kind of converge around you. It's crazy. Like I don't think people realize how you really can't forget that they're there because you'll be trying to not be on camera, and somehow you'll still end up
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know so yeah, and it's funny because yeah I feel like when Kiki walked into the room I was like, they look like Tisha. And then because I didn't know, because I have no idea, like I remember her but she was only there for like a second, so I didn't remember her. So you're right about like that energy and it kind of being intense, because I definitely felt that at some point when I came in. Look, hey
Is that
husband
the
back
baby
there.
holding the baby?
Yeah.
Listen, that is
Oh my
something
gosh.
I
He's such a
cannot.
hey.
He's sweet.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
she upstairs. Sorry.
No, it's cool.
No,
We
that's
get it.
okay. You
Okay,
done gave
so
us a feature.
I know.
Yes.
Listen, I was like, is that the husband with the baby? I cannot. And so in your first scene this season, we saw you asking Mel about comments she made at the reunion. Do you feel like the viewers looked at you like you were kind of just a fan of the show? Like, how did you feel basically about the way they introduced you?
To be honest, I think that my introduction to the show is always gonna be something that doesn't feel good to me, because I feel like in life, like to know my story, like most people who know me before the show, like they know my stories, like they understand like my journey, where I came from. And I literally like worked my ass off. Like I worked so hard to build the brand that I have today, to build my brand is what it is today. And I feel like you watch reality TV and you always see these great introduction packages for people who are being, presented because of their accolades, right, in life. And I just didn't get that. Like I was like a friend of a show, which was easy. I mean, the friend of which was easy to be put in a box of closer to a fan, And then it's like
Right.
I didn't get any training, didn't get any forewarning as to like what that whole landscape was like. So all I knew was what I saw on TV. You know what I'm saying? So I never knew that it would come across as being like a fan. Because like you only know what you know. And in order for me to even be able to integrate inside the group outside of like what I've experienced with them, because I filmed it that other year when I was pregnant, I filmed at Destiny's launching. I was there. So like I only knew what I've been exposed to. Anything other than that, like I had to ask questions. Otherwise, I wouldn't know anything. And so that was my whole thing, just wanting to know what was really going on. And to be honest, I still do that to this day.
That's your introduction made me wrong about you. I'm so serious. Whenever I first saw the introduction, I was like, "Oh, I'm about to be irritated like Tiffany was irritating me." And then once I started,
That's the thing. Like people say all the time, like editing is real. Like even when I watched it, I was like, that's not what I responded to. Like so. People like they can only cut what you give, but like you can literally take a soundbite from here and put it next to something else, and it becomes something else, And that's kind of was like the 12-year-old comment. I don't even remember her saying a 12-year-old comment because that wasn't the conversation. That wasn't what we were responding to.
Yeah, that was random. I remember that. That was so random.
Yeah, it was even me. I was like,
good for that.
Well, I'm like, I don't even remember her saying that because that wasn't. It was a whole nother conversation.
What was the conversation?
I don't know if I can even talk about like what really happens versus what you guys see. So,
I mean, if it already happened.
That wasn't the conversation. To be transparent, I kind of had my whole thing with Tiffany. I met Tiffany before I ever saw on TV the monster comment. I met her at Mel's brunch, which didn't make air. Y'all never saw that on the season before because it was never cut. So at that brunch, like I want to say, like I had like a gold dress. I gave money away. Like people were crying in the audience. It was a really good experience. And I actually met her one-on-one. So every time coming in, I said I didn't know about Tiffany. It was because I met her one way and then I saw like the monster come in. I just had a son and I was real sensitive about like who I be in my space. Like I'm very closed off. Like you have to be once you get to a certain point because you never know people's true intentions. So even though I'm coming on a reality show, I'm still skeptical about who I'm around because at the end of the day, I just feel like I still have to protect myself in that regard. So the whole conversation with Tiffany was always about the monster coming, but you guys never knew that. It looked like something else.
Tiffany's really cool though. Like I feel like she's super sweet. Yeah, like people, I mean, now I think people may figure that out. Like at first, no. But the first season is always the messy season. You come in and you gotta pack a punch.
Sure.
So even
if that's not your personality already, I'll say it like that.
My personality, naturally, I really don't be caring. Like I really don't care. But because of the climate, like you have to know, like you have to be in the know.
So I feel like when you were asked to be on the season, did they like tell you would have a certain role? So once you came in, it was weird seeing friction, or did you know it was like a friend of the show when you came on?
No, I didn't have any of that. Like no one told me like, oh, this is your lane. It was just kind of like story, like whatever developed. It's just, and it's still developing. It's still a flow. Like you still never know like what part of your life they want to capture, etc. And it's just story is always developing.
I appreciate that.
But when I say like an intro, I'm saying like as far as like who I was, that was never the situation.
Yeah, no, you should have had like the screen, and then Stormi does this, and this. And
Yeah.
hi, I'm Stormi. This is what I do. Da, da, da,
Yeah.
da. That's what it was supposed to be. Yeah.
Should have showed her signing papers, walking through warehouses with the hard hat. We
Okay.
didn't get that.
Because you're a
And I
business,
feel like
so
if
that
I
was
had
the
got
thing.
that, it would have been a totally different situation.
Yeah.
Because it irks me to see people like, who is she? Like she just used, like, I don't need to use nobody on this show. Like,
But if you think about it, it prepped us to think differently when we saw you and Destiny have the argument, and it was like this, like that. What's up? To kind of give us a perception of you. They didn't really give us. I'm not blaming anybody, but it's easy to feel this way. They didn't really give us the businesswoman version of you, but showed us the combativeness of you that would seem stereotypical. So, yeah, I see what you mean.
But I will say, based on what we saw, the conversation at Mel's party, it seemed to be centered around Marceau and that photo that was all around. And then also Kiki said things about Tisha. Being there, did you feel like the conversation was messy, or it was just like a general conversation within, all the hours that y'all were there?
When I was there, I didn't know who Kiki was. I didn't know that she was Tisha, because that was my first time seeing her. And when I realized who she was, like, in my brain, I was literally like, oh shit. Because, like, people see like 5 minutes when you're there like hours. So you notice a lot of times Kimmi would say a lot was said. And then the audience is always like, she didn't really say anything, but you weren't there 5 hours. You get what I'm saying? Either.
Right.
So that's just to give context as to how much you don't know that's in the conversation. I personally just feel away with that. I just always gonna feel like, oh shit. I don't know how not to be candid. Okay, so like honestly, for me,
You can be candid.
I felt the way with it. I just looked at it like, this is your cousin. When it came to Kiki, I'm like, this is your cousin. You've been on this show twice with your cousin, at the Brown Girl event, right? And also at the dinner for her graduation. And now you're mad at her about something from 5 years ago, to the point where you're talking about it. Like, it just didn't make sense to me. And so that's still how I feel to this day.
And we all concur.
Amen.
I think you can speak for me on that. Yeah.
For sure.
So I started talking about the Galentine's Day event with Destiny. So to dig a little bit further there, Destiny seemed to be annoyed that you were asking about the issues between her and Mel, right? She was like, she can answer the question. Well, no, she can answer the question. Based on your opinion, why don't you think Destiny wanted to answer your questions?
I wouldn't say she didn't want to answer the question. Me, in that moment, I wanted to ask the question because we had been there for a while. It had actually got to like, Kimmi was literally trying her hardest to just get everybody to try to talk and reach a resolution. And it had got to a point where Mel and Destiny were like, I ain't got nothing to say. And that's, honestly, we weren't there for that. We were there for them to have dialogue and for there to be some sort of resolution amongst the group, because everybody know they're arguing. Everybody know they have an issue, but no one really knows why. Not even me. Because when I said she doesn't speak to me about you, I was saying she doesn't speak negatively. Like, she doesn't say this, that. I don't know your business. I don't know nothing about anything. All I know is y'all supposed to have an issue, and for whatever reason, I don't even know what was said behind the wall. I still didn't know at that point. So if you notice, I literally raised my hand and said, Kimmi, can I? You know what I'm saying? Because I was like, let me try, So what happened? And I know Destiny knows me, the sponsorship situation, that's always, like, come on. So I felt like I knew you well enough to ask you a question. I had talked to you on the phone that week. So I think she didn't want to answer it because here I am with Mel, they're at odds, and it just probably didn't feel right. Because I think, we've talked since then, and it just was honestly like a misunderstanding and a lot of just energy, no one wants to feel played in the situation, when really, I really just wanted to know. I wanted to help the situation by trying to get the answer on the table, because once you got that out, then you can move on and say, well, how can we fix this? And that never happened. And even when I said that I wouldn't respond to that, I don't know if people don't be hearing or whatever, but Mel had literally just said, I'm good. And so I was like, I won't go after that either. So I'm talking to her. I wasn't even talking to Destiny. So yeah.
Oh yeah, I noticed that. I
Oh,
did.
yeah.
Yeah,
But you know,
yeah,
that's
me
because we
too.
reviewed the show.
The
Yeah,
show,
so we pay close
we were
attention.
able to point that out.
Rewind, fast
Yeah,
forward,
I'm like,
back
she
up.
literally
Yeah,
just
we
said,
look.
no, I'm good. And I was like, I won't go with that either. You know what I'm saying? I'm
And
like,
everybody
Like, let it be.
Yeah.
To me, if you were actually listening to what we were hearing of the conversation, you could hear that Mel was actually explaining how she felt. And Destiny does this thing where she, to me, it's like a childish thing where I'm gonna act like a teenager. You know, it don't matter what you're saying, you know, because I don't really want to resolve it. I just want to be mad because I'm upset right now. So I don't really want to resolve it. I just want you to feel bad because I'm upset. And I think when you came in there, as much as she, you know, must like you and value that relationship, she was more upset that you looked like you were coming in to take her spot as Mel's friend. And I think that's probably why she reacted to you in that way. And then stepping away, realizing that probably wasn't the best move to make. But yeah, no.
Yeah. that Galentine night, that was wild.
It was.
I was like, what the fuck? I was like, my husband, he was outside in the car. He drove over there with a friend. Like we always together. But I didn't ride home with him. I rode back by myself. When I got home, he was like, y'all was in there arguing with it. I was like, man, I said, I don't know how that happened like that. It was crazy.
It was very crazy, girl. It was a lot. So we see you guys have back and forth, but like Miss Destiny was mocking you a bit. You made sure to let her know she don't have enough to come at you. You guys all, you know what was interesting? Y'all almost got into a fight, but I remember hearing you say, throw another chair. BIT. So one, I want to know, was a chair thrown? And then when you reflect on that night, is there anything that you wish you would have changed? So
it
that's
was
like
definitely a chair slid across the room. I don't understand why they cut that out, but you keep me saying throw another chair, ho. So where did that go? You know? But it was
liability.
And what people don't even realize too, Kimmi made the joke. She was like, I would have probably threw a chair. It was a joke because she did throw a chair. You know what I'm saying? So, do I regret anything? No. I'm big on human. Like, we're all human. There's nobody who can sit up here and say that they haven't done something that is not aligned to something that they would do in another situation. Like, I personally feel like in life, you're going to have those type of moments. I think it's wrong for anybody to judge somebody in a moment and think that that's their whole story. Like, I'm from the country. Like, I know how to, I just really learned the term code switch for real. Like, you know, it's a thing. But I've done that my whole life. I can go in the business meeting with the best of them. And then when I'm supposed to be able to relax and enjoy myself and just let my hair down, which is something like a Galentine Day event should be, I'm not trying to be the most professional person ever. I just don't think that's realistic or reality, you know? And I made up my mind when I said I was going to do reality TV. I'm going to be myself, because after a while, if I'm not, it's going to come through anyway. So I'm like, I'm not going to get on camera and be like, hello, hi, you guys. Oh, my God. And like, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. And I was like, I'm just going to be myself. And it is what it is. Like, I've done enough in my life to not have to worry about being fake to appease other people. And I'm not doing it.
Well, I'm going to say that's reasonable. When talking to Destiny at the housewarming event, why do you think Destiny walked out after you asked her not to call you sweetie? Was there something else that was edited out?
I don't remember there being anything else edited out. It literally ended there. Now, it was a longer conversation than what you guys saw, but it ended at the sweetie. It ended right there.
Why?
He said that she apologized. I don't remember her apologizing, but you know,
I don't.
Maybe that was the part that was edited out.
Maybe you wasn't there for it either.
Girl, that's why it was edited out.
What I got was this. Y'all saw it. Like, there was no, oh, I'm sorry. It was just a bitch what, like, you know.
Which is and I have to say, I do feel like whenever Kimmi and Destiny were speaking on that conversation, and Kimmi said, well, I do feel like she could have given you a measurement of grace. I feel like you gave her lots of measurements of grace. And I just have to tell you that because you sat there, you said, please don't call me sweetie. I was like, that was a great measurement. So I think you handled yourself well.
I think you clocked it immediately, and
Mhm.
they didn't like it. And I'm like, how you?
What was edited
Right.
out? I tell you what was edited out was my explanation for it. Because I literally was sitting there saying, you and I are not in a good place right now. It's not the time to call me sweetie. So I was saying more of that. I don't remember there being an apology. There wasn't.
Mhm.
Had anyone had a conversation? I know you and Mel sat down and talked about the actual Galentine Day event, but had you talked to anyone else about what happened? Because I feel like we never saw you talking like to Kimmi about that event. So was there any resolve? Anyone feeling like either one of you were more not at fault, but caused it to get to that level? Did anyone ever have that conversation?
No. I remember after it was over and I walked back out to my truck, I remember Tiffany and Kimmi both coming out and saying, "Oh, you didn't start that." They didn't make it either.
Because we seen Tisha trying to imply that you were the one being extra and Tiffany was the one saying, well, no, she kept mocking her. So did you and Tisha even have any kind of resolve with that or no? Or Tisha just felt like, it was more you than Destiny?
It just ended right there. I never talked to anybody else about Galentine besides Mel after that.
I have to ask you a question on this. Since Jay Lee mentioned Tisha and yourself at the Galentine's Day event, I need to know if I was making this up or not when I was watching the show. But Tisha said, whenever she walked back over, she said to you something like, it must be the alcohol you were drinking. And then I feel like you clocked it and was like, hold on, we're not going to say that. It wasn't me. Did you peep that? And you decided to immediately dissolve that?
Here's the thing. I don't do that. One thing about me, like, I don't drink for real. And when I say I don't drink for real, I don't have a high tolerance. Like, you give me one glass and I'm straight. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have to keep drinking. Like, I don't drink to that capacity. So for anybody to see me have a glass and then try to do that, I wouldn't. No.
No, period.
They drink. I don't drink like that.
I wonder why they drink like that. I'm not going to be messy. I am not going to be messy. Let's continue on.
Right.
I'm still on the Galentine's event, right? Sorry. But Tisha came in with tennis shoes. And I was just wondering if you knew she came there with tennis shoes on and if you thought that she probably was prepared to like get into a fight.
I saw her when I walked in. I really didn't, think much about the tennis shoes until I seen the episode air. And then it was like, oh, I saw the commentary behind it, but I didn't think nothing about it. I was more looking at the damn Team Wife shirt, to be honest with you. She blew my mind.
Okay.
I was like, ain't that oh,
girl, that's not even
like the shoes. I was like, okay, they pink, they black, they matched the outfit, but the shirt, why?
The thing that killed me, she liked to make statements that don't match with her shirts, because today the It's Enough t-shirt took me out. I was like, not I'm enough, while feeling like you're not enough. Oh God, I'm sorry. We were talking about it. I'm sorry.
No, but I love how we be thinking the same thing because I saw it too, and I wasn't gonna say anything.
I'm sorry.
But now that we talked about friction, whenever we were first introduced to you earlier on the show, it seemed like I was under the impression that you would have some friction with Tiffany on the show because you wanted to know more about who she was, why she did the things she did on the show. But how's your relationship with Tiffany now?
I like Tiffany. I think I feel like Tiffany and I never had a real issue. Even with the whole slumber party, like that was to me, that's light. You know what I'm saying? And then like the next day, well, not the next day, but the next time you saw us on camera with the drinks, it still was like light. Like it wasn't, I feel like we ended on a good note. I'm very blunt, I'm very direct. One thing about me, I'm never gonna say something I don't feel. I don't believe in it. I don't believe in saying something that just makes people feel good in the moment. Because I just don't do that. I feel like honesty is the best policy. So when I was asked like, are we good? And I was like, we're getting to know each other for sure. Because that's how I really felt. Like I'm not quick to be like, oh yeah, we're the, like we still rocking. But now we've gotten to know each other more. I like Tiffany. I actually went to support her, off camera, like on something that wasn't even filmed. It was like a fundraiser event that she did. So I can rock with you.
That's good.
Do you think maybe you were just misunderstood from viewers is based on how you were introduced, and that could be a reason why people feel differently about you?
Maybe, but I don't really care. Like, probably.
I know that's right.
Speaking of like friendships and stuff, when it comes to you and Mel, a lot of people are asking like whether or not you guys are still friends, and it seems like they kind of like don't believe you guys are going to be friends much longer. And I just want to get your thoughts about that. People asking, actually, where does your friendship stand with Mel at this time, and what are your thoughts about people kind of hoping, wishing for the downfall between you guys?
I think it's so weird for people to be like in their 30s, pushing 40, and still worried about somebody's friends. Like, what would make people think we're not friends? You know what I'm saying? And then that whole friend narrative to me is just taken all out of context. Like, one moment you need to be a slave to be a friend, the next moment you need to stay out the way to be the friend. So it's kind of like me and Mel are good. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're friends. I don't know what more people want from that. And as far as like thinking that we're not going to be, like, I can speak for myself. I'm never going to argue or have a breakdown with somebody that I care about. Like, even if they don't fuck with me, I'm just like, cool, you good, and we're gonna move on. So is that our situation? Definitely not. But what I'm saying, speaking to what people think the future will hold, that won't be me.
Gotcha. I feel like a lot of people might have felt like that, and I saw this a lot when that altercation happened. At the end of May. And I remember feeling like, because of nobody had any information, nobody knew what the hell was going on. We just
the
knew
one at the
everybody
Wanda
was there, right? Listen, the one with Wanda. That's the one I'm talking about. Yeah.
So the Martell, stop, please.
Yeah, Martell,
that's the one y'all talking about.
Yes,
Okay.
that's the one I'm
Giddy
talking
up,
about.
yes.
When I say altercation that happened a few, at the end of May, that's what I meant. The one where y'all was, the parking lot, Wanda's tent, you ate the food, it was nasty. So we're gonna get to that in another second, because that's another question we're gonna talk about. But the altercation, listen, I know you can't really talk about it because it is filmed and such things, but I would like to hear what your perspective was now that it's over, because I know you got on live like right when it happened. It was like, I don't know what was going on, because you were with Destiny and y'all were away from where the main situation actually went down. So now that it's all kind of played out and you've had your conversations and such things, what you think, Stormi? What you think?
Okay, so with the whole Wanda situation, let me tell you about my life. First of all, I really, it'd be mind blowing to me how people can take something and make it what they want it to be. I ain't gonna lie, like, I was not happy about anything that occurred, but the parties that were involved, they held their shit down. They didn't need me. I was looking at it from the perspective of everybody had so much to say about the shit that happened between Destiny and I, to the point where I'm ghetto, I'm declassing the show. And what I was saying was, no, bitch, what the fuck I just saw was way worse than anything that you've seen me do. And these are your people. You get what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with that. I feel like that's human. People gonna have their ups, they're gonna have their downs. I was just speaking to it from the regard of, y'all talked about me so bad, but what I saw today was way worse than that. So keep that same energy.
I just want to insert, this ain't got nothing to do with nothing. As we're thinking about the altercation, I just have to bring up your mama, because she looks so cute in that back seat. I think it was like her birthday or something. And I've just been saying, like, can y'all please bring Stormi on as a main cast member so we could get her mama, because I am anti-Miss Wanda. I like Miss Wanda, but you know what I'm saying? I'm like, bring Stormi in, because your mama was back there in the back seat and she was giving us some information. And I was like, please, come on, Miss Mama Stormi.
Come on.
It's crazy.
Let's get
She
it.
had a friend. I was out of earshot to hear like the dialogue as to what caused what I was seeing. So I couldn't hear like what caused it. My mama, she got everything because she was sitting in the car. So she literally had like a front row seat to everything.
Oh.
And like me, I'll be over here and everything was cool. As soon as I go over here, it's a blow up. I'm like, damn, what just happened? Like, I missed it.
Yeah.
Would you be opposed to having your mom on the show though? You wouldn't be opposed? That would be
I wouldn't be
so
opposed.
cool. That would be awesome.
I always say, my mama, if you want to get a little bit of Van and a little bit of Wanda and put them together, you gonna get Betty.
That
I would
would be
love to
a
see
Perfect.
it.
like
Knowing when to,
Betty.
I would love
yes,
to see it.
She know how to turn it off and turn
absolutely.
it on, but she
Yes,
a little, you know.
Yeah.
She can shake a
I
bomb.
got you.
if
And
she
then get
needs
the
to,
hell
right?
on for real.
So I know, because I know you go live. We used to go live after the episodes. I felt like people got to know you more from the show on your live because you were able to kind of explain
Mhm.
yourself, explain your thought process, and I think that was great. So from the situation that happened, the whole food review of Wanda, because she asked you to review her food. You did not. She asked for that. So you put out a review of it. She didn't like it. She called you a liar. Do you have any comment on how she felt about
How you gonna
your
call me
critique
a
of her food?
liar?
How you felt about how her food tasted? She was saying that. How do you feel?
Here's the thing. I was very like open. I said everybody's taste buds are differently. Different. To be honest, my mama liked some of the stuff she ate. I just did not. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't feel like it was a need for me to give a review. But like, I don't like when you take somebody's genuine support outside of them love and marriage cameras, and then you try to use that to fuel a negative agenda. Because if you're trying to keep your consumers, don't put your consumers in your mess. My husband was over there genuinely like buying plates because that's how he is. I could easily be like, when you doing it? You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna do that because I've made it very clear when it comes to, the dynamic on the show, like I'm still getting to know everybody. I'm still feeling everybody out because you never know who's gonna be cool tomorrow and was mad at each other yesterday. I've seen it myself. So I won't say I'm staying out of it, but that didn't have anything to do with me, and those people hadn't handled. But to go on live and consistently, they about 5-6 plays. I want to know how this was, and I'm just thinking to myself, like, don't do that because it wasn't that. Like, it was genuine, like supporting your small business. Like, don't do that. And so she asked for the review, and I just told her how I felt about what I ate. And I also said my mom liked something, so that just goes to show everybody gonna feel different when it comes to their taste buds. I didn't like it.
And that's fair. That's fair. That was
Too
really
many
fair.
carbs, if you ask me. It's too many damn carbs.
I mean, that's a good way to explain something and say everybody's taste buds is different because I flat out, if I don't like something, I flat out be like, it's nasty. But you're
Like
right.
my mama,
it is a
she
different
loved
way.
this little salad thing they had. I couldn't eat it because I don't eat onions for real. So naturally, I'm not gonna like that, But she was like, that shit was good, and I was like, all right, I couldn't.
I'll take your word for it.
Right. So I love that we got to speak a little bit about your business. I actually started seeing your ads on Facebook pop up, which is so funny. And I was going through the comments the other day, and people love your brand. Majority of everybody was in support, and then other people were like, you should get off the show. It's not a good look for your brand. Do you feel like the show has helped you in your brand, or do you feel like there's any negative impact to being on reality TV and being a Black business owner?
I personally feel as though in life in general, you're always gonna have good and you're gonna have bad. It's just what you want to focus on. I love the platform on the show because I'm a businesswoman first. More visibility is always good. The saying, there is no such thing as like bad press. And it's really not. It's always about how you like work around it. What I can say is that the people who say things to the effect of her partner, she's going to be kicked out like that, they don't know the game because people love anything that's going to be conducive to turning means generating more revenue. And more visibility does that. So I don't think about it when I see those comments because I know what's going on behind the scenes. And what's going on behind the scenes, we did 40 million before I ever touched Love and Marriage. And since I've been on Love and Marriage, it's an opportunity, not only to just further like what I'm passionate about, and that's showing people that dreams can be real, but also growing and scaling my business with more visibility. I want more people to know about my product because I want them to know how I can help their hair and their confidence. And like that's a bigger goal for me than anything, even the money. So yeah.
I feel you.
So how did you go about starting your brand?
So my journey started when I was like truly like I was in college. I I was real suicidal. I dropped out. I just started chasing peace. I started just focusing on what felt good. That ended up landing me here in Huntsville. I literally hit these streets. Like, I knew no one here. Only person I knew from here was my husband. And I literally got out there. I started like just hustling. I told myself, I said, I'm going to let everybody know who I am, what I do. I was in people's inbox. I was like, hi, my name is Stormi. I'm from here. I do this. I'm running a special. And I did that for years. And slowly but surely, every year I was just growing. And then I had some clients who were trying to like cover up issues. I did protective styling when I was a stylist, like sew-ins, wigs, etc. And I wanted to have a product that could actually help their hair. And so I started like being obsessed with like making a product that could like help hair growth, to the point where I was like having dreams about like ingredients. And I've always like had vivid dreams. I had a dream to drop out of college and just go chase peace so I would kill myself. So like that's like my norm. And I started to have like these dreams, and I just started, like mixing ingredients, and it's to the point where I feel like this prototype is perfect. Started using it on my customers 2014, started using it on myself, documented for like a year. So my goal was never to really sell it. It was just to help my customers. And I had a client, and she was like, I was showing my hair to one of my coworkers, and she wanted to buy your product. And she was like, you need to let everybody know about this because it's helping so many people. And then I took her advice and I put it on social media, and we sold out the same night. And I just kept going sporadically from then. And then 2018, I just jumped. I had like $10,000 saved up. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to cancel all my appointments and see if I can just make this e-commerce thing, my life. And just focus on having a whole hairline. In August 2018, I had like 10,000. It's going to last me like 2 months.
Oh my God.
I just jumped, and I've been going ever since. 2020.
Wait a minute. Time out right quick, right fast. Stormi, that's insane. So just right quick, right fast. You said a few things that I just want to clock right quick. First of all, the suicidal thing. My friend when we first started the interview, I told you about my friend that passed away. That's what happened. And that happened Wednesday night. So it's really, really fresh. So that was, like, you know what I mean? I'm so glad that you. Sorry.
No, don't cry.
I'm sorry. I'm
sorry.
Because my friend was like a connector, and he was a really great person. And I'm still kind of upset at him. But I understand. But I'm so glad that you didn't, and that you found a way to this place, because you're really, really inspirational.
You don't make me cry.
I'm sorry. You really are. And like when you say you quit in 2018, I quit my job August 2018 and started doing this full time. And I ain't a millionaire yet. I'm getting there. I ain't there yet. I'm getting there. But you definitely have sparked something in me just from watching you. And I am also a person that very much is connected in their dreams. And, my people come to me in my dreams and all that stuff. So like, I'm very much connected in that way as well. And you just said so much in a little bit of time that just was like, ding, 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 ding. And I appreciate you for real. And I just wanted to say that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I agree. Because a lot of people aren't really vocal about, like, because I've watched quite a few of your lives, and you're very vocal about how you got to where you are. And a lot of people are not. It's like they be trying to keep that stuff so close to their vest, but you're not. Like, you're out here like, no, I'm really trying to give y'all the game. Like if you just listen, I'm trying to give it to you. So I really do appreciate that. I want to know, like, when did you get, especially for the people that are not familiar, when were you able to get your hair beauty company into Target, into stores? And then my other question is, of course, women are like, we're the primarily Black women, we're the ones purchasing everything, right? But who's running these corporations are white men. So have you had those type of interactions, and what was that like for you getting your products in stores?
I always, chalk everything up to being like alignment, divine energy, just, right timing. Last year when I was pregnant, I was on bed rest, And I didn't know how to get my products into retail. That was my goal. That was always like a vision and a dream of mine. But even after having like a killer 2020, we did $20 million in 2020. Like I still didn't know how to get my products in retail. Like there was still like something in me like, how I'm gonna do that? Like who I need to talk to, like where I need to go. And a lady reached out to me and she immediately like flew in, sat on my couch. She literally sat right there and she was like, do you want your products in stores? And I said, yes. And she said, well, we can do that and they can be in there before the year out. And it was just like, I just felt like God just sent who I needed when I needed them. And it just happened. And now I know the process. Now I can help others. But as far as myself, I had no idea. And if it wasn't for that lady that day getting the ball rolling, and I want to say that was in March last year, like I wouldn't be in stores in 2022. But that process started like February, March 2021.
And you just recently,
congrats on that.
Walmart too, right?
So we got picked up by everybody. A thing that people don't know is if you spend the time and you cultivate your brand and you build your organization and have the consumers and create the demand, like getting in retail is like a breeze. Like the social proof was already there. Our numbers are real, so they could already see what we've done before retail. So like just being a partner and on the shelf is just more visibility. We do the work to sell our own product. So if any brand does that, not even at the level that we have, like getting into retail is very much obtainable.
Okay. So do you have anything new coming out as far as merchandise or as far as Canvas Beauty?
So Canvas Beauty is always developing like new lines. Like a lot of time I can't like speak on them because you don't want nobody to know what you're doing before you do it. But we have a lot of different lines coming out. Canvas Beauty was always a full-fledged beauty brand. Like even in the past, like we've done everything from hair care, skin care, body care. Hair care was just like that number one thing because our hero product is in that category, which is the Blossom Serum. So my goal with Canvas Beauty is just keep, expanding, keep growing, and just keep coming out with products and solutions that, serves and helps a person's canvas. And that's like my ultimate goal. I do have Canvas Bod. It's a supplement-based business where I have like weight loss supplements. A lot of people have been seeing great results from them. A lot of people are just on the purge. My freaking manufacturer ran into like shortages, the supply chain right now. So they're getting a blaze next week, so I'm excited to see how they keep going. But a lot of people have lost like 15 pounds using Purge for 2 weeks. So, yeah.
That's amazing.
Big thing.
I love it.
Because I see
I want to sing out gifts too. Like I got my purses. I want to get my publicist.
I saw that on your IG page, the purses you made in little toads. I was like, those are so cute. With your brand on, I'm like, those are amazing. So your hair products, which is the main thing that you started off with, which product would you say is like your best seller that you would suggest people to use? Because I had COVID, so I was sick or whatever. My hair fell out. It's been crazy, and I keep hearing about. I think it's the serum one and with the yellow top. Is that to help with hair growth? Because I was like, I need to order that so my hair can grow back in.
Yep, that's the hero right there. That's the one that started it all. August 2018, I just had that one product.
And now you have all 5? Well, honey, look at God.
We have about 20 plus SKUs. So, but those 5 products are the only products that are in retail. So I didn't put my whole lineup in retail. Just those 6.
I want to ask you a question about the retail part though, because a lot of us have been looking in Target and in Walmart, and we haven't been able to find. So we were wondering, like, is it a regional thing? I haven't in New Orleans. I haven't seen it when I've looked for it, and I haven't looked for it. So, and I saw somebody else say they're in their Walmart every day trying to see if they can find it. And I really do be in my Target all the time. Like, let me see if they got it today, girl.
It was a whole standalone in my Target. I was like, okay, you didn't share shelf space with nobody.
Okay.
So with new brands going into retail, you got some people who will just give you like a whole bunch of doors. Like they're called doors. So every like Walmart or Target, etc., they have so many doors. So many doors are in so many like divisions. So like, just say for instance, I want to say Walmart maybe had like 10,000 doors, but maybe only like 3,000 of them cater to like a certain demographic. And then out of that 3,000, new brands aren't automatically just giving 3,000 doors of distribution. So we don't have as much distribution in the Walmart. Well, we do in Walmart, but Target, we didn't make last year's cut in. But what they did, because they believed in us, they gave us an early cut in at the end of the year with select doors. And because we blew it out of the park in like the first 3-4 months, they immediately came back and gave us an additional 1,000 doors. So July, the store set, and we're going to be in 1,000 more Targets. So I think y'all probably going to be able to see us more then. Sally's, we're in like almost all the Sally's. CVS, we're in like almost all the CVS. But Target was the one we didn't make the line. It's called line review. We didn't make line review in time to actually get like a proper pitch, but they believed in us and they was like, you know what, we're going to put you in these stores in these locations where it's kind of guaranteed to be the right demographic. See how you do well, we'll go ahead and like do something different. And because we did really, really good with what we had, like they ended up giving us, they awarded us almost 1,000 more doors like 3 months ago. And the stores are set in July.
So you come into Essence because you know I live here.
I'm not. I have a family reunion next weekend.
Damn.
Oh.
I wanted to come. My publicist was actually trying to set up something for me to speak, but I got a family reunion.
Cause I sure would have took you down to the Chop House, girl. I sure would.
When I come to New Orleans, I'm gonna let you know, because you guys show me the land. I'm scared to come to New Orleans, to be honest.
Why?
Because I'm big on energy, and I always felt like, can I feel energy there? Like, can you feel
can
like,
feel it, but it feels
you
amazing.
Can. Yeah, no, it's good energy though. It's a lot of different pockets of different energy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not, you're not gonna come here and feel the same energy everywhere you go, but it is a good thing, especially for you. Like, you're not.
Do you do like the readings and stuff? Like, have you ever done that?
I have, but I haven't done it locally.
Okay.
Like, it's low key, it's in my family, so I don't always go outside of myself for it as much, because I've kind of figured out I kind of can do it myself. So I just kind of focus inward sometimes with that. But there is somebody that I want to go to. There's a tea room down here, and I'm going to try it. And once I try it and get a reading from this girl, I'm definitely going to let you know. But
yes. I would be like, I want to go over here. I want to go over here. Take me over there. Let's go over there.
Okay. Listen, whenever you do come down here, I'll at least have 2 or 3 places ready for you.
Okay.
All right.
One of our
I've never been to New Orleans, by the way.
Really?
Mm-mm. And the crazy part, when I was in college, I went to University of Southern Miss, in Hattiesburg.
Yeah, that's
so cool. Like, everybody used to go to New Orleans, all the time.
Wow.
Oh, girl, you gotta come eat down here for sure.
No lie. I talk to Bondy about it every weekend. I went 3 times. Every weekend I'll be like, let's drive to New Orleans, because that's what, a 6-hour drive for me.
Yep.
And I'll drive it because I love it.
I'm gonna go, and I'm gonna let you know when I'm coming.
All right, I'll look forward to it.
One of our members is asking if you're going to offer courses. I know you do courses for business, so you can say what that is as well.
Yes. So I did recently a webinar for my 0 to Millions course, and basically, I really love working with people who are truly just starting, because I feel like I can provide the most value there. Like, people who, let's just say, they haven't reached like 500,000 in a year. Like, that's my sweet spot. Like, I can help those people scale, and like, that's what I really, really like to do. And in my mentorship programs, I'm like, my thing is marketing and e-commerce. So I kind of like to stay in my wheelhouse. So if anybody like in marketing, e-commerce, or product development, then I would say I'm your girl.
I'm gonna be in your DMs or looking at that link soon. For real.
Awesome.
So make sure y'all go to her website to purchase her items at canvasbeautybrand.com. I know your business IG is Canvas Beauty Brand, and then your IG is Canvas Girl Beauty, right?
Yes.
Okay. And do you have anything else coming up you want to share with the people to kind of follow you? If you have a seminar coming up or anything that we can kind of say, okay, we're going to go to this event?
No, I be chilling, y'all. I do better with questions. You ask me a question, I have an answer, but for the most part, I'm kind of like,
Question. So we're about halfway through the season. Do you feel as if we're going to see more of you? And also, do you feel like you'll be coming back for another season?
I definitely know you guys are gonna see more of me. I don't know about another season. No one's had that conversation with me. I can just say that.
Okay.
So I don't
But
know.
if they
Would you
had
be
the
open to it?
conversation, right, would you be
Right.
open? If
Yeah.
they had the conversation. Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
We would like to see more of you guys. Like, honestly, if they're gonna do with you guys like they did with Tiffany and Lewis, where they come on first and they're not really a part of the cast, but then the next season they're in the intro, then I would like that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
See, I feel like that was always a part of the cast. Like they were actual couple that was added to the cast.
And you don't feel like,
Last
I
season.
mean, are y'all hanging? I mean, aren't y'all hanging around them like that though?
Mm-hmm.
But
But
y'all,
from the beginning, they were always cast. Like, you remember it was the whole thing. Like, we got a new couple. Who's the new couple?
yeah, I mean,
Oh,
they
last
were, but they weren't like in the intro yet. Like, they weren't. So anytime somebody comes in for a first season, to the viewership, this is a test run. Because for us, let's be real. A lot of times, not with Carlos, but a lot of times, if the people ain't really messing with you like that, and in a real way, like if we're bored, then they may not keep you. But see, I think Tiffany was able to antagonize people enough that Carlos was like, "Oh, she made people upset. I'm gonna
Shaking the
bring her back."
table.
Yes, and you were able to do that as well. So I feel like, if y'all haven't had the conversation, y'all will have the conversation. And if y'all don't, I'm going to be upset because you brought them other people back and we still trying to figure out what's going on there. At least with you, you're so genuine and honest. I feel like we're going to get something from you just because you're not going to pump fake.
I'm very open. Like, my whole everything, like people who know me, not from the show, who just know and follow my story. Like, I've always been transparent. Like, I've always shared everything, good, bad, ugly. It don't matter, because I feel like that what makes us grow. Like, that's what makes us human. Like, that's the bigger thing.
Right.
Like, that's just how I am.
Mm-hmm. We want to see more.
Absolutely. Overall for this season, how do you think you've done so far? Like, what's your thoughts on what has been portrayed about you so far? Because we haven't seen the rest, but what are your feelings about the show just in general?
I feel like the last half of what you guys get to see of me is more conducive to who I am and who, like, I was created to be, not conditioned to be. I feel like what you've seen thus far is just somebody who just got a lot of mouth and got a lot of opinions. And that's me too. But there hasn't been any balance, with it. And I think, from what happens from what we already filmed and what you guys have yet to see, it's more so aligned with, who I am. It's a lot you guys still have to see.
Because I was kind of nervous whenever you said that we're gonna see you on the next, more on the next half of the season. I got nervous because what we'll do is we'll watch somebody on the show, fall in love with them, and then this interview is good too. And I really love talking to you. I love your energy, and you are genuine on the show. And I told you I was wrong about you at the beginning, but I was like, dang, I hope something don't happen to make me be like, dang, I feel away. So I'm glad that you were satisfied with the way that we're going to see you on the second half of the season.
And see, that's the thing. I'm satisfied with what happened in real life.
Good.
No,
that's right.
Right. How they show it.
No, because one thing that has been irking me a lot is that whole friend thing. Like, that thing, that gets on my nerves more than anything. It's to the point where I be like, blocked. Like, don't ask me that, because I don't understand. Like, I still don't understand, like, how or even why that's such a big thing on this show.
I think it's an easy way to I think it's a big thing on the show because people try to find a pattern with Mel to villainize her. So I think they keep bringing it up because they want to call it on Tiffany. They seen it with Destiny. They want to claim they saw some friendship issues with her and Tisha, which obviously, but they try to find a pattern. And I think with you being brought on the show through Mel, they're just calling that next.
Right.
So, yeah, and I think that's so weird. It's like, recently, what I've been noticing, somebody saw my business page follows Ariane.
Yes, we heard about that.
they was like, oh, you're not a real friend. Like, that's so fucked up. And I'm like, first of fucking all, what makes you think I'll run that page? You know what I'm saying? That's A.
Right.
And then, why do you think that would be something that's recent? You know, like why just because you saw it yesterday, you think that follow happened yesterday? Like, it was news to me, and I'm sitting up here like looking, and people tagging me and in my inbox and like, you're not a friend, and I'm like, the fuck going on? Like this, like that's maybe one thing that like blow me, like that might get me right there, because I'm like, that's so not me.
Because when I heard about it, I was like, I'm like, do they know she has her own personal page and then her business page? I was like, I don't think that's even her that they're looking at, but they can't look between the two. It's like it's two different tags. So I'm like, I ain't asking her that because I think.
And then the page is like what, 3 or 4 years old. I'm like, this page is so old. Like, this is not yesterday.
Oh, you could say the show has some dedicated fans, that's for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's the problem. Everybody is way too involved in a personal, real way. And you know, that's I think when times get really like tense, I think people are like glued into these things way more than they would be. And because of that, they're having this overreaction to everything. So if you're anti-Mel, you want to prove that Stormi is not friends with Mel anymore, like Necey said, to prove that Mel ain't shit. And if you are protective of Mel, then you're like, you got to make sure that they not being a destiny, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, everybody's just like doing too much.
Yeah. I know one thing about me, and I can say this historically: you would never see me fall out with somebody I care about. They cannot like me, and I'm gonna be like, I love you though.
This is a great interview. I swear to God, I feel like people who did not like you, but did not know you well from the show, either if not
they didn't like
watching
me.
this. I did from the beginning, because I was like,
thank you.
I'm like, she seemed cool, and then that was from even
and the gold G-Wagon. Let's not forget about the gold G-Wagon. Oh,
she seemed cool. I'm like, even her asking Mel stuff like that's your, girl, what you was thinking on it? It seemed like it wasn't messy to me. And then when I saw your first wife, I'm like, oh shit, she real cool, because she like just saying what happened from her own words. I think sometimes people take cut it up, produce shit, and then like, oh, that it's like, no, that ain't who that lady is. So I liked you from the beginning. I felt like it was cool or whatever.
It's BDE.
Oh, you're muted, Jami.
Sorry, I have to ask this before we go. This what's up. What did you think when you saw Destiny created this? This was up. Like, what was the first thought that came to your head when you saw the shirt?
Let me do it better.
She definitely did it better. I need the immediate thought.
Very much like great value. Yeah.
Because your shirts are on your website.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's up is on the Canvas Beauty Girl. Is on the Canvas Beauty website.
Were you like pissed, or did you laugh?
I could not be pissed at the aesthetics of that shirt.
What about the single? Did you at least check out 110?
Yeah, I listened to it when it came out. I was like, let me go listen to this shit, you know?
I'm on 10. Okay. All right, I'm gonna let it go.
Would you listen to it on another day? Like, would you replay it, if you were like this, at the house?
Cleaning around the house song.
It's like one of them things with the taste bud situation. Like, Destiny can even ask me that. It went for me. But, if people like it, they can love it.
I want her to do well in life. Do good.
That's right.
Girl.
I just, what I'm saying, music, that's subjective. Everybody got a different ear.
That's so true.
It wasn't conducive for my ear.
But I heard you on your live before that you do wish her the best. And you hope she grow. You want her to be good.
Huh?
On your live, I say you bring up how you wish her the best. Like, you don't have no, you wish her the goodness. It's like you wanted to
like even now, like I don't feel like I have an issue with anybody on the show. Like, I feel like it's like really good. Even I feel like everybody as a whole are just coming around better.
So we will see a conversation between you and Destiny later this season at another time. Okay.
And it will be a come to Jesus, but she won't be good after. I feel like that. If somebody asks if she good, she gonna be like, "That's what's up" or something. Like,
I think you guys are gonna be like wild at a lot of stuff.
Okay.
Wow.
Nothing
Okay.
stays the same.
Well, make sure that y'all are all
Can't wait to
following
see.
Stormi on her business IG, on her own IG. Go to her website to get her products, her own That's What's Up shirts, okay? And we thank you so much for being here. We thank you for coming around and talking to us. We hope to have you back later on within the season. Because after the reunion, I feel like things will need to be discussed. You can come around and have a conversation. So thank you so much, Stormi.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Until next time.
Until next time.
All right.
Now make sure that you are all following all the ladies on our own IGs, Bondy Blue, Jilly's Corner, Jami ThatsMe, and also Necey Dixon. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at OohLadiesFirst. Okay, and then make sure to have a good time. And to end it all, make sure to like the video. Until next time, y'all. Bye.